Welcome to this episode of Dr. Ambedkar Thoughts. In our last videos, we have discussed how Dr. Ambedkar envisaged ideal society and ideal democracy based on the trinity of liberty, equality, and fraternity. In this video, we shall discuss his conception of ideal religion. Dr. Ambedkar had famously said, I like the religion that teaches liberty, equality, and fraternity. In his essay, Philosophy of Hinduism, he evaluated Hinduism on the basis of these three principles and asked, are these three principles present in the Hindu religion? He discussed elaborately the absence of these three principles in the Hindu religion in the essays Hindu Social Order and Philosophy of Hinduism. In his classic work Annihilation of Caste, which is considered as the best book written on the subject, he writes, Hindu observe caste not because they are inhuman or wrong-headed. They observe caste because they are deeply religious. In my view, what is wrong is their religion which inculcates the notion of caste. In his book, he writes, addressing Hindus, there is nothing fixed, nothing eternal, nothing sanatan. That everything is changing, that changes is the law of life for individual as well as for society. In changing society, there must be a constant revaluation of old values, and Hindus must realize that if there must be a standards to measure acts of pain, there must also be a readiness to revise those standards. Dr. Ambedkar wanted Hindus must restructure their religion on the principles of liberty, equality, and fraternity. For that, they do not need to borrow foreign philosophy. They will get source of these principles in Upanishad. In volume 17, page number 5 and 5 and 6, he writes about Buddha Dhamma. He says, I prefer Buddhism because it gives these principles in combination which no other religion does. All other religions are bothering themselves with God and soul and life after death. Buddhism teaches prajna, understanding against superstition and supernaturalism. It teaches karuna and love. It teaches samatha. This is what man wants for good and happy life on the earth. These three principles make their appeal to me. These three principles should also make appeal to the world. Neither God nor soul can save society. In his speech at All India Radio, he said, my social philosophy may be said to be enshrined in three words, liberty, equality, and fraternity. Let no one, however, say that I have borrowed my philosophy from French Revolution. I have not. My philosophy has roots in religion and not in political science. I have derived them from the teachings of my master, the Buddha. He writes, over 2500 years ago, Buddha denounced caste. Buddha was the first person in the history of the world to preach the message of liberty, equality, and fraternity. In his magnum opus, Buddha and his Dhamma, Dr. Ambedkar writes, Buddha was the strongest opponent of caste and the staunchest upholder of equality. Before Buddha, Shudra and women were denied the right to take sannyas, as sannyas was the only way open to salvation. Shudra and women were beyond salvation. Buddha broke this iron rule in the case of women as he did in the case of Shudras. According to Dr. Ambedkar, Buddha leveled up the position of the Shudras and the low caste by admitting them to the highest rank, namely that of bhikkhus and bhikkhunis. Buddha said, I hold that women are as much as capable as men in their matter of reaching Nibbana. He was the upholder of gender equality. He had preached incessantly that a man's worth is to be judged by his deeds and not by his birth. Buddha was the greatest opponent of Chaturvarna. He not only preached against it, fought against it, but did everything to uproot it. In Riddles of Hinduism, Dr. Ambedkar writes, the word fraternity given by French Revolution is not the appropriate word to describe the sentiment of fellow feeling. The word Maitri given by Buddha captured that sentiment fully. Buddha taught Maitri, that is loving kindness, not only towards humans but towards all living beings. Dr. Ambedkar not only examined and evaluated Buddhism on the basis of principles of equality, liberty, and fraternity, but he also embraced it. He did not stop there, but at the time of conversion, gave oath to his followers, oath to follow equality and fraternity. Among 22 oaths to be taken at the time of embracing Buddhism, vow number 9 says, I shall believe in equality of humans. Vow number 10 says, I will try to establish equality. Vow number 30 says, I shall have compassion and loving kindness for all living beings and protect them. Vow number 18 says, I shall have endeavor to follow the noble eightfold path and practice compassion and loving kindness in everyday life. When we will discuss Dr. Ambedkar's thoughts on Buddhism, we will discuss these principles in detail with reference to Buddhist philosophy. Jai Bhim.